What's up, everybody? PyJack's back again. This week we're going to do a league vlog, so let's talk about some league stuff. Today I wanted to talk about champion skill versus the OP. Yes, there's a lot of things, especially right now. Feral Flare is kind of dumb. It's kind of dumb, but it was really needed. It brought back a lot of junglers. It brought back the Master Yi. It brought back the Xin Zhao. It improved Udyr. It's probably very good on Aatrox. I haven't tried that one out yet. But it's got a place. It really is kind of needed in the jungle. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about champion skill versus champion OP. Everybody's got their favorite champion. My champion, my favorite champion of all time, is Singed. I love Singed. He's so much fun to play, and he's so much fun. I don't know. I feel like he's just fun, dude. I like to chill with him. I turn on Poison Trail and I run circles around the team and I flip people out of team fights, and it's just fun, man. I like Singed a lot. I love his kit. I love his playstyle. He's a heck of a lot of fun to me. But everybody's got their one champion, and they're really good with that champion to a point where they've mastered that champion. And this is where skill cap comes in. Like people like to argue about what's a skill cap, who's a skill cap champion, blah 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 blah, and there's a reason why we call champions skill cap champions. Lee Sin, for example, his kit can be used in a lot of different ways. He's got the Q to advance on enemies. He's got the W to retreat back to an ally or advance to an ally, and then Q to advance on an enemy again. So it could be a double gap closer. And then they still have other things to do, because, I mean, you throw your Q out, you use your Q again, then you start flying, you kick someone in the face. You got your W that shields you to your ally or yourself if you want to. Then you get lifesteal afterwards. And then E is just an AoE damage, then slow. R is just a kick, doesn't do anything special. So, for those of you who didn't know Lee Sin's kit in depth, that's Lee Sin's kit. And it's really amazing seeing people who have mastered who have mastered Lee Sin play them. Like, when we saw, I was freaking in awe last year whenever I saw the Insect Lee Sin plays, dude. It was ridiculous, because you saw him, I want to say, I don't know if he flash Q'd or if he just Q'd. Not off the top of my head, but he Q'd onto an enemy, threw down a ward, W'd to the ward, and kicked the enemy back into his team. That is amazing. Like, the timing of all of that, the reaction time and like muscle memory of your fingers, like I couldn't even recreate it if I tried. I'm pretty sure about that. But there's a reason why a lot of people call Lee Sin a skill cap champion. It's because his combo can be used in a lot of different ways, and the way that the skills can be used is not the same. It's not just QQ WW It's not just like that. Like, Xin Zhao is probably one of the most skillless champions ever. You QWER, or you QWE straight onto somebody, and then if you get in trouble and you're getting surrounded, you press R and you throw people away from you. He's really simple. Like, there's no dynamic. I guess you might save E sometimes, but you're gonna want to. The reason you QE is his Q's a knock up, his E's an attack speed buff, and no, his W is an attack speed buff, and his E is a charge. So you QEW, or no, you QWE, and you charge it at him, and then you want to get those 3 attacks off as fast as you can so that you can knock them up. And he's very linear. There's not much change. Syndra is considered another skill cap champion. So, I'm not really sure on Syndra. I don't really play her that much. Like, I understand her a little bit, but she basically, her Q creates a ball, her W throws the ball, and her E picks up the nearest ball or minion and allows you to throw it, or something like that. And then her R just throws balls at your face. It's really annoying. But she's got a lot of well, it's not a lot of versatility. I mean, obviously there's just key spam, and then you throw W's out to throw balls at people and stun them, and then there's the slow. But the reason why most people consider her skill cap is she has different ways to work her combo. She can slow you so that a jungler catches up and then stun you so that they both damage you, or stun you to give you to the same thing that I said with Lee Sin. How he uses his Q to run away even to jungle minions. It's ridiculous. There's a lot of different ways that you can use his particular kit. So it really, the reason I talked about skill cap is because you have to know your champions. There is such a thing as a hard counter. Teemo versus Singed, Elise versus Singed. Both of them fucking suck, and if you're playing Singed, you're gonna have a bad time. You're talking about Elise, which does percentage health based damage. She does a lot of damage. She can stop you immediately with her snare. And then whenever you get close, she can just start dueling you. Whatever, no big deal. Let me just pop out some spiders. It's really annoying. It's really hard to fight. Teemo is going to be able to ranged harass you, and Sin starts with shit for health anyway. So he's going to be able to ranged harass you, and then whenever it comes time for you to be able to start fighting back, he's got slowing mushrooms, which is awful for an engage melee bruiser. It's just kind of sucks. He's a melee AP. People say he's a mage. I don't know. I think he's a bruiser because he works a lot better as a tank. Well, kind of tank. Whatever. We're not here to talk about that specifically. But yeah, that's really what it comes down to. Like, there's a lot of different champions, and no champion really plays exactly the same, except maybe, I don't know, like some of the ADCs play very, very similarly. But I mean, knowing your kit is what's going to set you apart. Not every this champ does well against X champ does well against Y champ is not always a hard counter. It's not always necessarily even close. A lot of things are skill matchups, and people forget that. So just because you got counterpicked in lane, it's not over necessarily immediately. No matter what you're doing in lane, you're trying to get farm and not die. And to the best of your ability, help control objectives, maybe help other lanes out. There's a lot more than just those two things. Don't get me wrong when I say it's these two things. But those are the two main things that you're doing when you're trying to not, or when you don't want to feed. When you're trying to win a game, these are the two things that you want to try to do. You want to farm, you want to not die. And people get, like, bummed out. Like, people will sit under their tower and try to farm to the best of their ability, but they suck at farming under tower. And it's not necessarily that person. Some champions just suck at farming under tower. Any AP, for instance, in my opinion, I hate playing AP because I hate getting pushed a tower and not being able to farm. I can barely farm with AP anyway. I fucking hate it. So that's kind of the things that you have to look out for. But knowing your champion will set you apart from the OP. It truly will. You just got to get on these champions and get games under them, guys. Like, really. That will help you so much. Like, I suck with Olaf. And I can tell you why I suck with Olaf. Because he's a different kind of tank than what I normally play. And when I play tanks, I play Mundo. I play, let's see, who else here? Who else did I play? I play Garen. Maybe Renekton. I play Renekton tank. Singed is tanky. I play champions like that. Olaf, he's kind of weird. He doesn't have better gap closer than any of the champions that he turns on his R, he walks up, he eats an ADC alive, he gets low, he turns on his W, and he heals up even more, and it's ridiculous. Like, there's something about that for me, it just doesn't click right. I suck with Olaf. Maybe he got better with the Wriggles buff, the Feral buff. I'm gonna have to try that out. Could be wrong. But that's really just, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like people don't know their matchups. Matchups are a really big part. You can't just pick Riven every game. Well, I'll take that back. You can pick Riven every game. Riven is strong. She's always been strong. She's probably always going to be strong because Riot will never nerf her because, for whatever the fuck reason. But she can play almost every matchup. I don't think she has a hard counter. I mean, yeah, I really don't think that she has a hard counter. She can engage and fight almost anybody who plays top lane. Easily. Well, not easily. Because, I mean, Rumble can, I guess, slow her with a W, or... No. Maybe she'll get zoned out by Nidalee. She's not great against poke, but even then, dude, she's still really strong. She's got movement. She's got stupid amounts of movement. She gets tankier off of AD. She does a lot of damage. And there's a reason she snowballs, man. When she gets ahead, it's hard to catch up. She just hurts. But that's my opinion on her. There's a ton of champions here, man. I mean, I'd talk mostly about top lane because I think mostly about top lane, honestly. Mid matchups are the same thing. I played a Viger game the other day. I got absolutely shit on by a Talon. Learned a very hard lesson that day that if I'm playing Viger and somebody picks Talon, I'm probably just going to fucking dodge. He killed me under tower 3 times. That sucks. That really sucks. Like, there's a lot of things that I could have done better. Like, I should have backed out at certain points, but that's awful. Like, Talon can kill you under tower annoyingly. But that's a mechanical issue on my part. You know, it's not necessarily Talon super hard counters every mage ever. He does well against them. I'm not gonna lie. He does well against a lot of mages, and it really sucks. But it's not the end of the world if somebody picks a Talon. That's pretty much it, though, guys. I mean, learn your matchups. Don't just learn your matchups. Learn your champion. If you like, you could be a fucking Scion player, and I think Scion's probably the worst champion in the game right now. If you really wanted to get good with Scion because you liked his kit, you could freaking stomp some noobs, man. You really could. Because if you know your champion better than they know their champion, you're going to stand a much better chance at beating them in lane. And even a much better chance in team fighting. I mean, some champions do well without farm. I don't know how, but some champions do. But yeah, that's going to do it for me tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. I hope you learned a little bit. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me who your favorite champion is, guys. As always, please like, favorite, and share this video. Check out the links below. Come hang out in the stream. I hope to see you all there. Take it easy, everyone.